Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I want to feature something that is new in the Spring Summer catalogue. It's the Celebration Duo debossing plates. And one of them says happy and one of them says celebrate. And I just want to show you some ways of using these and just how pretty do they look. They're just so lovely. So we're going to start off, I'm going to make this card today, but slightly different colourway. So we're going to start off with the piece that says celebrate, and I'm going to put some cardstock underneath this. Now you can put a whole piece of card, you know, like a card front in here, or you can just put it like this. Bring in the big shot. Now what you want for the big shot is you don't want the thin die adapter if you're using the new platforms. You just want the regular one and the top plate. Let's find that. And we're just going to run that through the big shot. Oops, I've got some glue on my platform. That's not good on my plate. I'll give that a clean off in a moment. And there we go, beautifully debossed. Now you can just leave it like that, and that does look lovely, as I'm sure you'll agree. But we can make that pop even more. Let me bring the camera down a little bit. Now the best way to make that pop, you can use sponges, but I really like using the Brayers. And on this one, I'm going to do Pretty in Pink. No, it's not Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink retired ages ago. We're going to use Pink Pirouette. But those of you who still have Pretty in Pink, you could use that. And I'm going over quite lightly because I don't want to press down hard and actually get too much ink into the debossed area. And then we're going to take the rose red and just ink that up nicely, and then we're going to give that a good ink down there. A bit heavier at the bottom, and then going lighter, going up. I've gone a little bit too far with the darker colour there, because I've got a bit of a line and I didn't really want that, so I'll just need to work that in a little bit at the top. There you go. So you can see that if you do it quite lightly, it just makes those letters pop. Just so pretty. Now we're going to do our background on a piece of thick Whisper White. We're going to stamp with the delicate detail stamps. These are photopolymer, and sometimes it does make it better to put a pricking mat, some slightly softer surface underneath. I'm going to pop this underneath my grid paper, and you will see why. Because I'm going to use my grid paper to help me get this lined up. So I want, this is going to be my background piece, so I want to have my card straight, and can you see there's a darker grid line along there, and I'm going to use that as my guide as to where I'm going to stamp. So let's just pop that along there. Got a little bit of ink in the middle there where I've touched the ink, but that's going to be covered up, so that's just now an embellishment opportunity. And then I'm going to stamp this one, which is the narrow one, right along the top. There you go. Now putting that thicker piece underneath does actually help. This is, as I say, this is our pricking mat, but if you've got a mouse mat or something similar to that, that's just got a little bit of give in it, it does actually make the stamping a little bit easier on these. I'll show you another little trick. When you're putting on a very wiggly piece like this, you can find sometimes it's not quite straight. If you want it to be straight, of course you can have it wiggly if you wish. Line it up on your grid paper and then pick it up with the block. Then you know you've got that completely straight. Another really good reason for using grid paper. Okay, so we've got the base of our card there stamped, so I will put that and the ink out of the way. And we're going to bring the big shot back in again. Now the framelits that we're going to use are called Timeless Tags. This is they. And you've got all sorts of pieces in here. We're going to use this one here. And I'm going to cut that out of the middle there. But I also want some little stars, so I'm going to put the star one on there too. Now that would cut stars out of a plain one, but we're just going to use that on here. Now something that I always recommend is if you are using a background piece, as we are here with a piece of the silver foil, then if you can gut it, in other words, take pieces out of the middle rather than cut a separate piece, then that's a really good idea, because you're not going to see all of this because we're going to hide it behind the Celebrate. So just watch your sizing while you're doing this, so that you know I've used a piece that's 3.5 by 2 1/4 here, and I've used 3 3/4 by 2 1/2 here, and that is perfect for cutting out our little tags and our stars. So I have lots of little stars left over here, so I'm just going to take those out because we're going to use a couple of those, and you can see how beautifully this piece here cuts out as well. I forgot when I was cutting I needed to be cutting a little white one, so I've gone ahead and done that. And we're going to stamp a greeting to go in the middle and something to go with Celebrate. So today I'm going to use this Congratulations. This is another choice that you can get from the Celebration set. And we're going to use the little Congratulations. I love when in doubt stamp. I think that's really rather good. Certainly something I believe in. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up so we can see, make sure my Congratulations is the right way up. Beautiful. Okay, and there's our little tag. And to put that through, I'm going to use a little bit of the pink, and so that is that's a pink pirouette and a whisper white twine. So I'll just put that through. So I'm now just going to put a little piece of the pink pirouette twine around to secure those, just with a little double knot there. And just cut those a little bit shorter. Okay, and then let's go ahead and assemble the card. So here's our base piece. I'm going to put some Tombow, whoops, I'm off the camera. We're going to put some Tombow around top and bottom along there, and stick our Celebrate debossed piece on. Pop that up with a couple of dimensionals, one in the middle as well. And just cover up that little embellishment opportunity where I smudged the ink in the middle. And then with this one here, I'm not actually going to attach that. It's tied on at the top. I think that's fine as it is. So I'm just going to pop a couple of dimensionals onto the tag as well. Let's have that little congratulations down there at the bottom. And then just to finish off some of these little stars, and I'm just going to dot a little tiny bit of Tombow. I have 3 little ones there. I might put some down at the bottom, let's see. Go. Pretty little stars. I think that's all it needs. So there are our cards, done in Pink Pirouette and Rose Red, and this one is done in, I think that was Dapper Denim and Pool Party. I did that one in. So tell me which one you like the best, and look forward to welcoming you back to Elizabeth's Craft Room soon.